हरे कृष्ण। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाचारिणि निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणि। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। बलराम Shakti Prabhu has yes, sir, some engagement, so is not able to take today's session. So we'll continue with Prabhupada's purpose. You are able to hear now? Hare Krishna. So in the previous section, previous chapter, we heard how Prithvi Maharaj he gave instructions to the subjects. So he was trying to help them develop faith on the Supreme Lord. And then he told, you perform your prescribed duties. He was engaging them prescribed duties. And just engaging in prescribed duties is not sufficient. We should also uh, try to get free from our conditioning. So further, he gave the solution, and the solution he gave is that you start serving Vaishnavas and Brahmanas. So he's trying to make them help develop faith on Vaishnavas and Brahmanas. So that is the way to overcome all our anarthas. So this is the formula which Prithu Maharaj prescribed to subjects, and is very practical. So he gave very practical understandings. He said, okay, dharma, artha, kam, moksha, whatever you are doing, ultimately it is Lord only who is bestowing the mercy, and there is no other way. We should have faith on him. Nothing happens by chance. And then he says that uh, have faith on the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, which is a very practical method, because we will generally, the tendency is to get attached. So when we start serving Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, the tendency to enjoy will reduce. And now and then the subjects also, they appreciated Prithu Maharaj in the last section we saw. Now here we see Maitreya Vacha Janeshu Pragne Atva Evam Tatropa Jagmur Munayas Chatvara Surya Varchasaha. You are able to hear, no? Oh, not clear. Now it is clear for you. Now it is clear.
The great sage Maitreya said, while citizens were thus praying to the most powerful King Prithu, the four Kumaras, who were as bright as the sun, arrived on the spot. So here Prithu Maharaj is meeting the four Kumaras. Yeah, maybe some internet is. I don't know because let me try another method.
I'm sorry. I'll just try to settle my internet issues. Tamstu Tamstu Siddheshwaran Raja Vyoman Avataro Aricha Chira Lokanapapan Kurvanam Sanugo Lakshitan. Seeing the glowing effulgence of four Kumaras, the masters of all mystic power, the king and his associates could recognize them as they descended from the sky. So they are glorifying, Prithviraj glorified Vaishnavas and Brahmanas, and now he is able to show by his own example how he is treating Brahmanas and Vaishnavas because he got an opportunity here. The four Kumaras, they came now. So the four Kumaras are described here as Siddheshwaran, which means master of all mystic powers. One who has attained perfection in yoga practice immediately becomes master of eight mystic perfections, to become smaller than the smallest, to become lighter than the lightest, to become greater than the biggest, to achieve anything one desires, to control everything, etc. These four Kumaras are Siddheshwaras, had achieved all yogic perfectional achievements, and as such they could travel in outer space without missions. While they were coming to Maharaj Prithu from other planets, they did not come by aeroplanes but personally. In other words, these four Kumaras were also spacemen who could travel in the space without missions. The residents of the planets known as Siddhaloka can travel in outer space from one planet to another planet without vehicles. However, the special power of Kumaras mentioned here with is that whatever place they went, it would immediately become sinless. During the reign of Maharaj Prithu, everything on the surface of this globe was sinless, and therefore the four Kumaras decided to see the king. Ordinarily, they do not go to any planet which is sinful. So this is two, three things here. We see that Kumaras they had achieved all the siddhis, anima, lagima, prapti, all these siddhis are there, which is very very desirable because we are trying actually to get our things done in this world, and that is what we consider as happiness, right? How what is our definition of happiness is whatever I desire if I get, and that is what is I consider happiness. So now if I achieve some of these siddhis, and it is very easy to get our things done in this world, anything. Prapti means from wherever you want any object you can get immediately, that is called prapti siddhi. So there are other things also which you can control people, you can fly in the air, this, that, so many things. Now, four Kumaras, after getting all these things, they are not interested in enjoying any of these siddhis. They are utilizing some of them to travel, but otherwise they are interested in something higher. That means, apart from this level of pleasure, there is a higher level of pleasure which they are experiencing. That's why they are not utilizing any of these siddhis and trying to become the most richest, most famous or most powerful personalities in the creation. They are just interested in continuing to be small children. They don't even wear clothes also. They're just traveling like that. That means this proves that there should be something higher which they are experiencing, right? And this we may say, "Arey, how is it possible? No, flying in the air, all these things." This is actually, if you are meditating on the elements, if you are meditating on the earth element, we become heavier than the heavier. We become very heavy. If you are meditating on the element of air, we can alleviate in the air. If you meditate on the element of fire, and we can enter into fire, we don't get burned. Like you might have seen some status and some videos people share. One person is lying in a fire, and no, they are he's in a yajna kunda. He's sitting and they are putting fire around him, and he's not burning also. One basically thing is he is meditating on the fire element, so fire is not doing anything to him. He has perfected that siddhi. So these are but that is nothing to do with spirituality. See, now Kumaras, they are not going to come and tell, see, all these things we have achieved, and we will teach you how to achieve all these things. No, four Kumaras with all the siddhis, they come and teach what? They come and teach how to perform bhakti to Krishna. Same with Hanumanji also. Ashtasiddhi Navanidhi ke data. So he has Ashtasiddhis and he can give to others. But he himself is chanting the holy name and is encouraging others to chanting the holy name. So this is people in Siddhaloka and all, they are given such facilities which is much more convenient to enjoy. That is, and here another important thing is they they go wherever they go, they can make that place sinless. So the special power of Kumaras mentioned herein is that whatever place they went to would immediately become sinless. So this is Kumaras, they are very powerful. And we hear about Kumarilla Bhatta also. He was practicing karma kanda very, very strictly. And the place wherever he stayed, I heard the 10 miles around him, everything used to be prosperous. That was his level of practicing of the rules of karma kanda. So he was able to, with his power, he is able to influence that much area. But Kumaras, they are very powerful. They can influence the whole surface of the globe. Who are some big places they can influence based on how much powerful you are. So that is very much possible. And King Prithu, he was so powerful, he could make whole globe sinless. Even Parikshit Maharaj also, he could not, the Kali could not enter only when Parikshit Maharaj was there. So he was able to control the whole globe with his power, and he's able to, like, say, it's simple, like in the house, if father comes, so everything is set right. I know people, children are very, careful, they don't do any mischief, and mother is also trying to set things right. So if somebody is very elder, I mean very important main person of the house comes, everything is set right, no mischief is done. And that means he is able to influence one house. And if you have a very strict king, he can influence the kingdom like that. So it is the power and how much he is able to handle the situations. And here Prithu Maharaj could do like that. तद्दर्शनोद्गतान् पाराना प्रत्यादिष्टु प्रत्यादितुषुर् इव इवोत्तिहः स सद्यानुगो विनय इन्द्रियेषु गुणानिव. Seeing the four Kunanas, Prithu Maharaj was greatly anxious to receive them. Therefore, the king, with all his officers, very hastily got up, as anxiously as a conditioned souls whose senses are immediately attracted with the modes of mental nature. See, like we say, okay, somebody is Jnana Yogi, somebody is Karma Yogi, and all. We should also know that their ability to the realization of the truth is very high. We should not minimize it. They went all the way to Vaikunta, means they have an ability to go to Vaikunta. How many of us have ability to go to Vaikuntha? We don't. There are some yogis who are able to control their mind and senses completely. Some yogis, they are able to see Brahman. Some are able to meditate on Sushuma. We have to appreciate their amount of realization. And if we get an opportunity to associate them, it is not wrong because they have a great realization. It is not theoretical. For me, oh, Brahman realization, not very important. Paramatma, not very important. Direct Krishna only. No, we should understand what I know is only theory, even about Brahman Paramatma. And Brahman realization also very elevated thing. If we get to see somebody who has realized Brahman, we should very much appreciate. Brahman realization means that person is able to see consciousness around. He is able to see that how things are not happening by chance. Is a Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Nasochati Nakangshati. Very highly elevated. So anybody who is advanced than us in that category, if we hear from them, immediately we get change in our heart. We get an inspiration in the heart. That is the reason we should hear. प्रकृतेः क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते. Prabhupada says that every conditioned soul is influenced by a particular mixture of modes. The conditioned soul is attracted to certain type of activity which he is forced to perform because he is completely under the influence of mental nature. Prithvi Maharaj is compared to such a conditioned souls, not because he was conditioned souls, but because he was so anxious to achieve Kumara that he was as if without them he would have lost his life. So the conditioned soul is attracted with objects of sense gratification. His eyes are attracted to seeing beautiful things. His ears are attracted to hear nice music. His nose. So similarly, all his other senses, hands, legs, belly, genitals, his mind, are so susceptible to the attraction of the objects of enjoyment that he could not restrain it. Prithvi Maharaj, in the same way, could not restrain himself from receiving the four Kumaras. For us, the default setting of our senses is to get attracted to sense object. If mango is there, our tongue will be attracted to mango. If there is nice perfume, our nose will be attracted to it. So there is some beautiful object to see, our eyes will be attracted. So the sense objects and the senses are a good combination. It's a perfect match. And so the taste is there, our tongue will be hooked. So there is no option for us. In this world, everyone is attracted by a person of same category. A drunkard is attracted to a person who is also drunkard. Similarly, a saintly person is attracted to other saintly persons. Prithvi Maharaj is in the topmost position of spiritual advancement, and as such, he was attracted by the Kumaras, who are also of the same category. Therefore, it is said that a man is known by his company. So if we are associating, we can know. Okay, we are associating means we are hearing from them. We want to do what they are doing. So this is what is association, not just staying because we may be in the office with some the colleagues and all. But that is not association. Association is where we are giving our heart, investing our heart, and trying to become like whatever they are, or we are trying to become according to what they are guiding. So here Pitu Maharaj is interested in that we will be attracted to a person of same category. If we are attracted to celebrities and sports people and we want to watch them or some pop stars and all, that means we have the faith in material energy, material pleasure even now also. That is the reason we are attracted to them. Why they are why they are looking special for us? Because we still have faith that these people are enjoying. But if we know that, oh no, saintly persons are actually enjoying, then we start putting more faith and watching them or hearing from them instead of the celebrities. So that is how the system works. So now why people are interested in movies and all these things? Because they feel that this is the way to enjoy and there is some pleasure here. And now we see that four Kumaras, after having all the siddhis, they could have become the best celebrities, most popular, most famous, most powerful, influential. Still, they are not using any of their siddhis for this. They are experience. They are trying to get something else. So we are inspired to follow the means we should have that faith. Oh, no, no, it won't work. Like if you have opportunity to associate with a famous celebrity or prime minister or some powerful personality or some big businessman or some other category pop star whatever, or we get a 5 minutes association of from very great sannyasi from ISKCON. It's a 5 minutes, but there is some. So now what we are valuing, you are, if you get Prime Minister of India, you go to him and uh, you have an opportunity to be with him for 1 hour, and now you can talk to him for 1 hour, and you have a saintly person for 5 minutes. Now what is, because you will be in news and it will be you will be very famous if you go to them. But here we may not get externally anything, but internally the change happens even that 5 minutes of association. So that is the main thing to understand. That we what is the advantage in saintly association is the change in heart, which does not happen, and we should have that faith, and we should know my pleasure is when I change my heart, not in how much external I have. Simple. The pleasure is proportionate to how much my heart is changing. So if my heart is very much into enjoying this material world, it is so much focusing, it is absorbed in that, so much attached. So it's a problem. So the problem is our heart only. We have to try to rectify it, clean Cheto Dharpana Marjanam. So that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is guiding us. So we have to understand that I need to put more faith on saintly persons, and important thing is I should be convinced that saintly person is happy. This is the big important thing. When we see any saintly people, we should feel fully convinced that this person is happy and I want to have happiness like him. Otherwise, there is no point. We will not get much from there. If I am convinced, no, this person is happy, then what happens? Then I give up the faith. The slowly, the faith on this material enjoyment reduces. This is the task. It's not actually uh, easy. That is the reason, even after coming to bhakti, also people watch movies and all, because they feel saintly persons are happy, but these people are also knowledge. They are also enjoying. So we have that mentality of Sugriva. गौरवाद्यन्त्रितस्तभ्य परस्यान्तकण्डरा विधि विधिवत् पूजयां चक्रे गृहीताद्यार्हणासना. When the great sages accepted their reception according to the instructions of the Shastras and finally took their seat offered by the king, influenced by the glories of the sages, immediately bowed down. Thus he worshipped the four Kumaras. Purport. The four Kumaras are Parampara spiritual masters of Vaishnava Sampradaya. Out of four Sampradayas, namely Brahma Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya, Kumara Sampradaya, and Rudra Sampradaya, the disciplic successions of spiritual masters to disciple known as Kumara Sampradaya is coming down from the four Kumaras. So Prithu Maharaj was very respectful to the Sampradaya Acharyas. As it is said by Vishnu Chakra Thakur, Sakshad Hritvena Samasta Shastre, a spiritual master or Parampara Acharya should be respected exactly like Supreme Lord. The word Vidivat is significant in this verse. This means that Prithu Maharaj also strictly followed the instructions of Shastras in receiving a spiritual master Acharya of the transcendental disciplic succession. Whenever an Acharya is seen, one should immediately bow down before him. Prithu Maharaj did this properly. Therefore, the word used here are Parama Parasyant Kandaraha. Out of humility, he bowed down before the Kumaras. So here the important thing is we cannot the person is so much respected because what he is giving is not of this material world. That is very important. Arey, why so much respect? Why always respect everything for why for him? Because he's we the thing which is giving is too big. We cannot repay only in normal way. That is the reason we are very grateful. It is not possible to repay the spiritual master because what he is giving is the transcendental knowledge, not the knowledge of this world, which will help us get out of this virtual world. So that is the reason so much respect. Acharyas and gurus are so much respected. तत्पादशौच सलिलैर्मार्जिताल्कबन्धनः तत्र शीलवतां वर्तम् आचारन् मानयन्निव. After this, the king took the water which has washed the lotus feet of the Kumaras and sprinkled it over his hair. By such respectful actions, the king, as an exemplary personality, showed how to receive a spiritually advanced personality. So now, Prithu Maharaj, he spoke about Brahmanas, Vaishnavas in the to the subjects. Now, as soon as four Kumaras came, he is showing by his own example. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Apani Acharya Prabhu Jivarasika. It is very well known that whatever Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught in his life as Acharya, he himself practiced. When he was preaching as a devotee, although he was detected by several great personalities to incarnation of Krishna, he never agreed to be addressed as incarnation. Even though one may be an incarnation of Krishna, or especially empowered by Krishna, he should not advertise that he is an incarnation. People will automatically accept the real truth in due course of time. This is also another thing we should know, that when people say, I got this realization, I got that realization, we should not take them very seriously. Somebody says, I got revelation. I am brother of say Madhu Mangal. And somebody says, I got revelation. I am so and so Gopi. So the point is, if a person gets that realization, he will never reveal to us, other people. That is the first thing. I did so much tapasya, 20 years of chanting. Now I understood that I am so and so, Gulab Jamun, Gopi, whatever. So the point is, he will not tell to anyone. If he got that realization, he will not tell. That is the speciality of Bhakti. So we will not get cheated because we think, oh, he is saying something, and other person he sees that, oh, he is becoming famous. So he'll also start telling, oh, I am in the spiritual world. I am the assistant for Mother Yashoda. He can also say anything because he also want to become famous. So this is that's why simple formula. If somebody is there, he will never tell. Devotee will not tell, I am a devotee of Krishna. If he get any realization, he will never tell. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, they didn't tell what they are in spiritual. Prabhupada also didn't tell. Prabhupada also did not tell. We try to guess, maybe he's in Sakirasa and all. But Prabhupada never told. And that is not needed also. We just have to tell how to practice. Things will happen automatically. So we should not get fooled by such advertisements. That is not correct. And I am not telling that nobody gets that realization. I am telling, if somebody gets the realization, they will not tell. That is the point. Many may be getting realization, but who gets, he is so humble, he will not tell only that I got this realization. He may reveal to his guru or very close friends of them. to clarify whether they got right or wrong. But otherwise, they don't even tell. So people automatically accept real truth in due course of time. Prithu Maharaj was an ideal Vaishnava king. Therefore, he taught others by his personal behavior how to receive and respect a saintly person. When a saintly person comes to our home, it is the Vedic custom first to wash his feet with water and then sprinkle this water over the head of one's own family, one's own self and family. Prithu Maharaj did this, for he was an exemplary teacher of the people in general. So he's showing by his example. हासाकासन आसीनान् स्वधिष्णेष्व इव पावकान् श्रद्धा संयम संयुक्ता पितृपत्वा प्राह भवाग्रजान्. The four great sages were elder to Lord Shiva, and when they were seated on the golden throne, they appeared just like fire blazing on an altar. Maharaj Prithu, out of his great gentleness and respect for them, began to speak with great restraint as follows. So Kumaras are described here as elder brothers of Lord Shiva because they are born directly from Brahma and they did not uh, want to get married and increase population, and then Brahma becomes angry and Rudra is appearing. However, uh, because Brahma was creating one son after another, so it was very difficult for Brahma. And yeah, like Prabhupada also got tears uh, when he was chanting Jai Radha, but he did not, he did not want to advertise. And this is very important. Vaishnava is humble. He don't want to advertise that he has some devotion or something special is happening to him. Another thing, na, some devotees they say, "Oh, my deities are talking, my deities are moving, my deities are blinking their eyes, my deities are jumping from the altar, my deities are going into kitchen." All these things also, no, that also we should not take it seriously. What happens if one Mataji says my deities are no turning towards altar and doing something? Other Mataji, they will feel insecure. They will also start creating some stories to tell. Our deities are also, they are coming to kitchen. They are walking. They are sleeping beside my bed. All these stories, now we should not take it seriously. Okay, if somebody is coming and telling such, see, if it happens, now nobody will tell because they will keep it personal. That is the first thing. Uh, so if they are having some pastimes of the Lord, it should be very personal. Because Madhavendra Puri, when Gopinath stole kheer for him, what did Madhavendra Puri do? He ran away from that place. He don't want people to know that this happened to him because he don't want to become famous. So what acharyas are teaching, don't try to show off. Array, for Madhavendra Puri, when Lord stole kheer, he ran away from that place. He didn't even sit and tell, okay, at least let people know how great I am. So we want to make our deity special. Why? Because we want to become special. That is the tendency. If my guru is great, that means I am also great. My deities are great. They can talk, they can dance. That means you see how great devotee I am, how special I am. I am not telling they will not do. I am telling that if they are doing also, nobody will advertise it. That is the point. And now what happened is, if because Jagannath in Rajapur he is performing many pastimes, so many people they are trying to uh, now Rajapur Jagannath is famous for his pastime. So now people want to make their deities famous. So the formula is very simple. So this is the tendency people have. They want to make their deity special, and then they will become special. So deities can talk. So Jagannath is famous. So some other people also trying to tell my Jagannath is also doing this. Actually, there are genuinely some places deities are doing. They are now also doing, and I no, I have uh, like there are some people they are humble and they are not telling, but others they tell what is happening with their deities, and it really happens also some of the stories with the deities. Now also there are some devotees who are very advanced and deities reciprocate with them and we can know also, but they don't advertise. So yeah, so Kumaras, they wanted to, Brahma is creating one after another, but he wanted somebody to increase the population, and he told them to for Kumaras to marry. They said no, no, we cannot. So because of the refuse to marry, Brahma became so angry that his eyes became reddish, and then Lord Shiva comes. So here two things are there: not getting married and not want to enjoy. So people, what they equate is when people are not marrying, they want to become brahmacharis and all. They think this person is becoming irresponsible. Actually, that is what the notion comes in the society and understanding. Oh, he is not responsible, that's why he is not marrying. Actually, that is not correct. Here, Kumaras are refusing not marrying, not that they don't want to take responsibility. They want to take a higher responsibility. That is the point to be understood. They want to take higher responsibility of understanding the truth and helping the society in understanding the truth. So when you do like that, then only you get realization. Otherwise, no. Say somebody is he wanted to not marry and he wanted to stay in ashram. He has to work in understanding the truth. He has to work in searching for the cause of all causes, the Parama Purusha, and take responsibility of serving Guru. Then he will get realization. Otherwise, he just remains theoretical level only. So here also the Kumaras, they're rejecting of not marrying. That is not that they don't want to take responsibility. They are taking another responsibility. With responsibility only and detachment and proper responsibility only, we'll be able to realize the truth. Arjuna wanted to run away. Krishna told, no, no, you should take responsibility. Then only you can realize me. So that is Shreya Swadharmo Vigunaha. But for us, the highest dharma is Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo. We have to follow dharma. We cannot just see lazy. Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate. For Lord only it is possible. Otherwise, for us that nahi kasyachanamapi jatishtha karma. For us, this sloka applicable. We cannot sit idle. So do uh, we have to do properly some duty for Krishna. Then only it is possible to realize. So four Kumaras are doing so much responsibility. So there are two things: not want women and not want to get married. Not want to get married means he just don't want responsibility, but he still want to enjoy. Not want women means they don't want to enjoy in this world. So when I give up that enjoyment, then only it is possible. But the problem is what? Problem is Surya Goswami tells in fifth canto that we forget that this there is no he gets sometimes he many times understands Arey, such a miserable place, such a miserable place, but immediately he forgets this realization when he gets nice fight with wife or and boss or something, a person may immediately feel detachment. What a suffering this metal world is. Boss beats one side, wife is beating another side, and he feels, just let me get out of this metal world. But unfortunately, what happens? Now he loses that realization very fast. That memory don't stay. That comes under state of jnana level. You don't reach vijnanamaya stage. we want to reach to the Vijnanamaya stage. That means at the level of Buddhi, we are fully convinced and Buddhi controls the mind. But presently what is happening? Mind is controlling Buddhi, right? So here we see that Kumaras, they are coming to a Vijnana level, not just Jnana. Jnana is theoretical knowledge. Like we were discussing example yesterday, like about the map. Map can tell what is city, it gives an idea, but it cannot tell exactly what is a city. Map is not a city. You can understand something about the city, but map is not a city, right? That means this is a map is like theoretical knowledge, and exactly city with all its multi dimensions and varieties and all, that is like just uh, something very plain. So this is the way to theoretical knowledge won't work. So they should come to Vijnana level to remain brahmacharis or any renounced order of life like that. So here Kumaras they said no to marriage. Priti is telling, Aho acharitam kim me mangalam mangalayanah yasya vo darshanam yah asid Durdarshanam cha yogibihi. King Prithu spoke, my dear great sages, auspiciousness personified. It is very difficult for even the mystic yogis to see you. Indeed, you are rarely seen. I do not know what kind of pious activities I performed for you to grace me by appearing before me without difficulty. And Prabhupada is telling, so his first thing is expressing his gratitude. He washed his feet, sprinkled water on his head, and now he is addressing them. So it is actually gratitude is it's a cultivation of gratitude. It's a sadhana. We have to feel that, especially while chanting. Then our quality of chanting will improve. And here, of course, if we are grateful in all situations, then it is good only for us all the time we can be happy. So when something uncommon happens in one's progressive spiritual life, it should be understood to be incurred by ajnata sukruti or pious activities beyond one's knowledge. To see personally the Supreme Lord or his pure devotee is not an ordinary incident. When such thing happens, they should be understood to be caused by previous pious activities as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Yesham Twantagatam Papam Jananam Punyakarmana. One who is completely free from all resultant actions of simple activities and who is absorbed only in pious activities can engage in devotional service. Although Prithumaras, with his life was full of pious activities, he was wondering how his audience with the Kumaras happened. It could not he could not imagine what kind of pious activities he performed. This is a sign of humility on the part of King Prithu, whose life was so full of past activities. So he is very humble and is expressing gratitude. So what did I do? I am getting such a great opportunity, and then really we can get full benefit from that opportunity if we are grateful and we are humble. Otherwise, what happens? We will lose it. Like say suddenly one great Vaishnava come to your our house. If we are not grateful and if we are not humble, we don't even value it. We don't understand. We are fault finding. We are thinking, why did he come here? Or we may tell, okay, he came here, but fully it will not change our heart. But if we are grateful, it will so much change our heart. So this is the speciality. Kim tasya durlabhataram iha loke paratra cha yasya vipra prasidanti शिवो विष्णुश्च सानुगः. So here it is said Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochane. So any person upon whom the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are pleased can achieve anything which is very rare to obtain in this world as well as after death. Not only that, but one also receives the favor of the auspicious Lord Shiva and Vishnu who accompany the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. So this is the another thing about Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. So now how Prithvi Maharaj is in gratitude is telling, oh, it is because uh, I could, their Vaishnavas and Brahmanas are very pleased. That is the reason I am able to get your association. So, Premanjana Shirita Bhakti Vilochana. To see, it is actually the state of mind only. We have discussed this previously also. Lord is present everywhere. Like, Prahlad is seeing the Lord everywhere. Why it is seeing? Because he is having that state of mind. Why I am not able to see Ito Narasimha, Parato Narasimha? Because my state of mind is different. Is so intense and he is so convinced about the presence of Supreme Lord, and he is able to not only that, he is able to have friendly relation with all living entities. He is never envious, and he is seeing everybody part and parcel of the Lord. So he has this proper vision. That's why his access to the higher reality is very correct. So here also we see that uh, Prabhupada is telling you should have Premanjana Churita Vyakti. Devotee out of extreme love for Govinda. That is actually. So four Kumaras are Brahmanas and they visited the place of Maharaj Prithu. Naturally, Lord Vishnu and his devotees are also present. Under the circumstances, the conclusion is that when the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are pleased upon a person, the Lord Vishnu is pleased. This is confirmed Vishnu Chakra Thakur in East Sanja. Istya Prasadat Bhagavad Prasad. नैव लक्षते लोको लोकान् प्रयततोऽपि यान् यथा सर्वदृशं सर्व आत्मानां ये स्वयहेतवः. Prithvi Maharaj continued, although you are traveling in all planetary systems, people cannot know you just as they cannot know the super soul, although he is within everyone's heart as a witness of everything. Even Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva cannot understand the super soul. So this is, just as super soul, although you are within everyone's heart as witness. Even Brahma and Shiva cannot understand. So it's inconceivable because how can something be outside, inside, far, near? But everything is possible. All the contradictions can be resolved in the Supreme Lord. And here we see not only them, even the four Kumaras, they are also mentioned in that way only, that they are great. Uh, they are so great that they can enter into the heart of others. Same thing was described about Sukadeva Goswami also. He is also mentioned as going and everybody's heart. So in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam it is said, Mukhyanti Yatsura, great demigods like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Indra, Chandra are sometimes bewildered. So sometimes bewildered trying to understand Supreme Lord because he is beyond the senses. If you see the uh, fourth fourth mantra, one, two, three, fourth mantra and fifth mantra of Ishopanishad, it is said that Lord is far and he is near, he is inside also, he is outside also, and Tadde, Tadnai, Taddure, Tadvantike, Tadantaras, Sarvasyatas. Arey, how is it possible? And before Shloka it tells that, see, with our senses and mind we cannot understand. So what are senses? Senses are actually representation of demigods only. That is the reason. So Anyway, it so happened that when Krishna was present on the planet, Lord Brahma and King Indra also mistook. And what to speak of great yogis and jnanis about? It's actually very difficult. Lord can come, he can take any form, and then Guda Kapata Manusha. Kuntimarani said that it's very difficult to understand the Supreme Lord in that way because he's beyond logic, and things in this world are of logic. And Lord is beyond logic. So how is it possible to know about somebody who is beyond logic? And this is actually what is happening. Lord is so inconceivable in the terms that, like, what happens is he manifests all the features at a time also. Paramatma feature also, Bhagavan feature also, Brahman feature also. Like he was there outside when Ashwatthama is releasing Brahmastra, and he was simultaneously inside the womb of Mother Uttara and protected Parikshit Maharaj. How is it possible? He is inside also, outside also. Same thing. Uh, any form of the Lord. It's very difficult to conceive him. They are very great. Like when Gajendra cried for the Lord, Lord suddenly appeared from nowhere. He suddenly seen there. That means everywhere is there. When Prahlad was asked by Hiranyakashipu, is your Lord in the pillar? He said, yes, is there everywhere. And Hiranyakashipu broke, then nothing is appeared. So that means uh, Lord has this unlimited access, and he is beyond all these things that we can understand in this material world. And even Prabhupada gives the example of light, I think. Yeah. So light, it is particle or it is a wave. Actually, it is both. It's particle also, wave also. So this is another important thing. It is both. Uh, Sometimes, if light is tested in a certain conditions, it behaves like a particle, and sometimes it behaves like a wave. So even a material objects can have simultaneously wave means unlimited, and there is a particle. So how something can be both unlimited also particle also? So that is what is like. Similarly, a Lord also, he can be Brahman also, and he can be Paramatma also. So both, and he can be Bhagavan also. So three features are possible at a time, even for the Lord and then other living entities. So when Sanatana Goswami went to see Lord Chaitanya, he could not recognize by which Chandrasekhar Acharya. The conclusion is that the Supreme Lord is situated under the modes of nature, cannot understand. But those who are situated in modes of nature cannot understand. So that is the point. The Vaishnavas are traveling arrows, but those who are under the modes of cannot understand the form of Supreme Lord, the source of this cosmic manifestation, or the Vaishnavas. It is said therefore that one cannot see the Supreme Godhead or a Vaishnava with they materialize. One has to purify in the and engage in the service of the Lord. Then gradually one can realize who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. अधनापि ते धनया साधवो गृहमेदिना यद्गृहा हि अर्हव्याम् भूतत्रिन् भूमीश्वरावरै. a person who is not very rich and is attached to family life becomes highly glorified when saintly persons are present in his home. The master and servants who are engaged in offering the exalted visitor water, a sitting place, and paraphernalia for reception are glorified, and the home itself is also glorified. Any questions, comments till now? Yes, Shivkumar.
Hare Krishna, this is Bernard. So, Prabhu, you are talking about the memory. When I was thinking about it from my experience also, Prabhu, it seems the present is so powerful that it kind of wipes off the past. Both when we go through some distress or happiness, it seems to just simply wipe off the past, Prabhu, even if it is just few hours ago. I just wanted to hear a few words around that.
So wherever we are so much emotionally involved, that memory takes so much. So that will cause greater impressions. So it is proportionate to how much emotionally involved you are in that situation that causes that much deeper impressions. So that will remain for long. That's why when childhood, now what are emotions in childhood, they go for long because that time we are very very soft. We are very emotional state in childhood state. That's why that emotions, like you can remember your childhood school and the environment, your playground. You have very fond feeling for them. Why that feeling is there? Uh, because it has that uh, effect. Emotionally, we are so much affected by it. So that's the reason you feel for that places or anything like that. So any impressions now also when we go to temple and all, if you are so much emotionally involved, that will stay. Why movies affect people so much? Because they get emotionally involved into it. That's why they get attached to the actor, actresses, and all these things. The main reason is this only. So memory is proportionate to the impressions we get, and impressions are proportionate to how much emotionally we are involved in the situation. Like that.
Okay. So this is one aspect, Prabhu. Thanks, actually. The amount of emotions, the magnitude of emotions kind of creates a stronger impression. But I'm also saying from a slightly different angle, Prabhu. Maybe it's the same, I don't know. Like what I'm saying, say if I am going through a heavy, some experience, better experience of basically the nature of this world, Prabhu. And when circumstances change in life and when something is conducive materially, the present basically wipes off that experience itself so much so that as if it did not happen.
That is also very much possible. Because actually it's not byprop. It is only covered for some time.
Covered, yes, Prabhu, covered. It's so powerful that it covers, yes.
Yeah, for some time it happens like that because this is like say if I am taking some nice food item, so in the end we say okay, let us take sweet because then what happens is even whatever you eat, the last thing is what remains. So, but not that the other effects are not there. That is also going to affect the body, but at least that temporary impression will be there, yes, in your So it is that will be definitely there. Whatever impressions like we like immediate memory is very strong for us.
Yes, Prabhu,
So,
exactly.
but other impressions are having an effect on us in a different level. Yeah,
Okay.
they are definitely like, say, if I like a Narsimha movie, people watch and came. So immediately for at least 1 2 days, the impressions are going very strongly in their mind. Dev Prahlad Maharaj. Like we celebrate some Janmashtami festival, like we are so much involved in services and all. For two, there will be hangover of Janmashtami, still in the festival mood only, like that. Yatra, you go and come. Immediately the yatra hangover will be there. Yeah.
Okay.
Memories. But others are also there, but this will be there for some nights always.
Okay. Okay. So, Prabhu, just one follow-up question, Prabhu. When we talk about this, self-realized state, uh, is it right understanding that they are not basically dependent on this immediate memory to know the truth, but it stays for their forever, something that is realized. So, does that mean they are going above the memory aspect of the mind that they kind of absorbed in the absolute truth, not dependent on the immediate memory, Prabhu?
It is actually at the level of Vijnana, bro. It's a level of Buddhi. So memory is also part of Buddhi only. Buddhi means one aspect is memory. What happens here is that that is much more stronger, which will not get carried away by Manas. So what happens is Manas take over Buddhi. So that memory is lost for us. Theoretically, only we know that sense gratification is bad. But when Buddhi becomes strong, it is called realization.
Okay.
So that type of memory, it is controls the mind.
Okay.
Now it is not controlling the mind; it is controlled by mind.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So that's what you are saying, Prabhu. When we say realization, the Buddhi starts controlling the mind and not the other way.
Yeah, Buddhi starts controlling. That's why they say, "Oh, Buddhi nashat pranashyati." So when you lose your Buddhi, only then you are lost. And Lord is coming and giving Buddhi Yoga, Dadami Buddhi Yoga. So we need Buddhi to control our mind.
Okay. Thank you. Great.
Right. Any other questions, comments? Okay, thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.